One of the tools that I use is Predict Wind offshore. I'm going to download a grid file. Now that we've downloaded the grid file, we can check it offline. I can also import grid files that I get from the single sideband. This is our route from Marathon to Bimini, then from Bimini to Nassau. And our plan is to check in Nassau.
So this is a very similar plan to when we initially wanted to leave, correct?
Yes. Now, you can choose which different forecasts you can pick. Here's the European model, there's GFS, that's the US model. I compare both of them together, GFS and the European model.
It's reasonably accurate, but sometimes it's off.
They're different, they're not off, they're just different. They're all forecasts and they're all subject to change. Today's Monday, the 22nd, and it looks like there's going to be a weather window a little later. I don't know if you can see, this is today, and the winds are pretty strong out of the east. 22 gust 25, 22 gust 28, and Tuesday it's still pretty strong and it's dead out of the east. So we'd be beating to weather the entire way if we left on Tuesday or now, and it'd be strong winds as well. Wednesday we're going to have 20 gust 27 right around here, and when you're running downwind that's not so bad, but when you're beating to weather that's a lot of wind. So I don't know if you can notice, but the winds are clocking around more from the south, and that's what we want. So Friday at about 8 in the morning we can start motoring up the Hawk Channel towards Rodriguez Key, which is right here. The winds are lighter and they're more off the beam. And then by Friday evening we should be at Rodriguez Key.
Are we going to stop for the night, or are we just going to keep going?
No, I think we're going to just keep going, because it's going to be a beam reach all the way to Bimini. So we want to already be there by 4 o'clock because the winds are going to die.
Yeah.
Should be about 24 hours straight through. And we're going to come up around here and go to Nassau. But for now, it's just the first leg to Bimini. Okay. Now, as well as the winds, this area is the Gulf Stream, and we prefer to have south winds in the Gulf Stream, not north winds. So the weather window turns around and the winds come from the north on Monday. So we have from Friday until Monday to get there. If we're not there by Sunday night in the evening, then we've missed our weather window, and then we have to wait for it to turn around. That's the winds. Now let's look at other things. It looks like our waves are less than 5 feet, maybe even 3 feet. All the way through Saturday, they're 3 feet or less. Let's see, yeah, 1.6 feet.
And the waves are going with us too.
So that's wind and waves. Let's look at rain. Looks like there's no rain on Friday or Saturday. Sunday there's a little bit of rain in Nassau. But anyway, Predict Wind is one of the tools that we use.
Sounds like a lot, but I'm sure we're all excited for the adventure to come.
Yep. Rice right now, and the grains are so sharp that they'll poke through the plastic. So we put a little piece of paper towel in there, and then it prevents it from cutting through. Macaroni does the same thing. A macaroni will poke through the vacuum seal. So we put a little piece of paper in there and that buffers it. Not so much on these aftermarket ones, but on the Food Sealer brand, you can only seal this side. If you turn it sideways, it won't vacuum. These little rivulets of air have to go this way.
I could see that air would be allowed out that way, but it wouldn't seal that way.
So you can't, you just have to go one direction, that's all.
A slight reorganization to do. I have to find space for a 5-gallon bucket.
I heard this whole story.
And I don't want the rigging stuff hidden away and unable to be accessed. So that means that about the only area I can think about where it would fit is in the very back, behind where I put the black bin. Yeah, back here, I think it's about the only spot I could think of where I could fit anything more. Well, I've been fiddling with this for a little bit, but I think that the only way I can get the equivalent of a 5-gallon bucket in here right now is if we open up the back and have the front more loaded up. But I'll have to try something else in a minute. So you're reorganizing the tool section.
No, I found a little bit of a leak.
And so you're just going to tighten it up a little bit more?
Yes.
Okay. So our floorboards have started to swell just a little bit from moisture. So what I have to do is sand off a little bit so that we can actually get our floorboards out. There happen to be through holes underneath a lot of our boards, so we gotta occasionally gonna take a little bit off. Ideally, we should probably just use a dehumidifier on them. So I'm going to be sanding off a couple things. We were looking for 80 grit, but the sandpaper that would take off the most that I could find was some 150 grit that we had sheets that I had to cut into to use. So I'm going to use that. Get this end in here, close that down, lean it over here, and then clamp it down. And that's how you put the sandpaper on. Previous stuff we had on there was 180 grit, which probably would have worked. The 150 is just a little bit coarser. So, after a quick test, it worked all the way through there, except I just got to hit this top section right here. This is the hole that this floorboard goes into. Let's give it a test. See if it fits after what I did. Thank you. Not quite. It's better than it was, but not quite. So this is the end here that needs some work. The other side fit right in. So I'm going to go sand a little bit more of this off and then trust again. Well, that one fits now. And now I'm going to be doing another one. But when we were pulling up to try to get the V-berth floorboard out, we actually bent our key. This is what the original looked like, and this is what it looked like after we pulled it up several times with our winch. Luckily we managed to get it up. That did a number on the bronze. boats one day before we're going.
Anybody in the market for a good boat? Get 'em
We have a lot of
touch with
food to
Chuck
put away.
there.
We have made a mess.
Anybody else? Buy, sell, trade, lost
But
and found. Come now.
Everything is vacuum sealed.
Go ahead,
It'll
Victor.
go in every
Good
little
morning. I
cranny
got a
and
couple things
nook
this
there
morning.
is.
I have got a guitar, an acoustic guitar.
Yeah,
this is the last radio net we'll be listening to for a while, too.
And a little
Yep.
soft case. And I have a full set of cards.
I just came up to see if you were leaving.
Oh yeah, tomorrow morning probably, not today.
What time when you leave?
I don't know. When we get out of here.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to get everything put away, because if we go to sea right now, it'll all be everywhere.
That's right.
Good morning. It is 10:15. We were supposed to leave bright and early this morning. Right now, everything is a kerfuffle. Everything is out. It feels like it. We've actually put a lot of stuff away. You can't tell yet. Now, downstairs,
And this is the light at the end of the tunnel.
outside, yes, we actually put a bunch of stuff away that we weren't sure we could find a homes for.
This whole cockpit was filled to the brim.
Yeah,
You couldn't walk from one area to the other. I couldn't put away the water stuff after getting water because there wasn't a path
Yeah.
So,
to the lazarette.
because apparently I think that they don't sell food in the Bahamas or anywhere else in the world. I had to buy everything. So, note, if you ever see us and we're out just sailing and hanging out on our boat, I probably have chocolate chip or brownie making supplies. Come aboard and we'll take care of your brownie or chocolate chip emergencies.
So if we don't get tomorrow afternoon, we've missed the window, and we'll have to do it next week
And
sometime.
we'll be more ready for the next window.
Yep.
This is the lazarette we managed to reorganize. We moved our shore power cable into this lazarette because we had a couple things that were going into other lazarettes.
If you like the video you've just seen and you would like to see more, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And that
Wipe off.
dust. Hi, Lila.
I hate these things. I absolutely hate these labels.